It's a good line, but your voice slips on Commander, producing a little squeak. Sounds like you're afraid. Did someone order a vague, farcical reading of the law? More than one pops into your head. An entire array of vague, farcical readings of the law pop into your head. She appreciates your effort to curb the deviantry and laxness. Are you going to let a semi-conscious degenerate disrespect you? You've earned his respect. See how you've marked him? That's right. You don't owe him any explanation. It's true. And let's not bring up that shameful oinking episode. That's only because you haven't really laid down the law with her yet. Let's never bring up that shameful episode again. Damn right. If he keeps mouthing off, you should take his pants too. One leader and one follower. The most ancient power dynamic. Yes, make it clear you're the one setting the terms here. That didn't work at all. You shouldn't be seeing him in an intimate setting. For some reason you feel this man is your superior. Customs, like complete disregard for the rule of law. What? Are you intimidated by this sissy bureaucrat? Mediocre. He won't though, because he's nothing but a sissy bureaucrat. Of course, you're turning over a dangerous lawbreaker. Don't concern yourself with the feelings of a lawbreaker. Makes sense. Friends are nice on Sunday. You don't have to work. You can just spend time with pals, watching rugby and drinking beer. Ask him again. He is restraining himself from using a parental tone with you right now. Again? Seriously? Before it's too late, please. It's a shame. A recognition from an actual police officer would probably mean a lot to her. Too bad she'll never know. That was the most honorable thing anyone has ever done. That was the most honorable thing anyone has ever done. You are virtue embodied. That was the most honorable thing anyone has ever done, Harry. Here's a former junkie. I can recognize when I see it. He's not gonna give you money. What are you doing? Clearly you were just profiling. Another dead body. This is your job. Steel yourself. Slap the cuffs on her. What is this insolence? She misunderstood. Of course, no one puts words in your mouth. Generally speaking, it would be dishonorable to take it. But then, it looks like a military uniform, and wearing that is very honorable. So, a conflict of honor. It's up to you. Artists, yet again, harassing citizens, stealing badges, occupying public spaces with installations, like the one here. Finally, compliance. You don't feel scary? What are you, some kind of diva? The lieutenant is not particularly interested in this information. He's just trying to assert some control over the conversation. He doesn't want to, but if there is one more cryptozoological runaround, he must force the investigation back on track. This better be it. He doesn't want to, but if there is one more cryptozoological runaround, he must force the investigation back on track. This better be it. He doesn't want to, but if there is one more cryptozoological runaround, he must force the investigation back on track. This better be it. He doesn't want to, but if there is one more cryptozoological runaround, he must force the investigation back on track. This better be it. We'll take care of that body too. We'll take care of all of it. He really takes great pride in being in Everart's good graces. That's all he's going to say on this subject. Don't give him the pleasure. That's him allowing the police to ask his men questions. Kingsman, yes, please, let's be that. You can now go and tell Titus about this. See what he has to say. When you meet this Titus, tell him about this. See what he has to say. Take the documents off him and you take his power. He wants to send a message. Even the police are working for me. You would look nice as a statue. You would look nice as a statue. And they're all well motivated. At least the ones you've seen. Questions will show him who's boss. He's trying to throw you off your game, thinking you don't know your name. But you do. So the joke's on him. Ha ha. Oh, I bet he's still fuming internally due to your no-sitting escapades. He doesn't like to lose a battle of will. Throwing rocks at motor carriages isn't really the same thing as running a drug lab, is it? He's trying to throw you off your game with this Dubois nonsense. Don't give him the pleasure. Owe him for? This is a trap. Is he? Like a general over his maps, he plots his moves. Judging by the way he's licking his chops, it's going to be a good one. Stop embarrassing yourself. Pop a magnesium and calm down. These 3 stripes give you strength in this dangerous realm. It would be foolish to remove them. You can feel your cheeks turn red under the lieutenant's gaze. You look like a kid, not a police officer. Even the war paint can't conceal the embarrassment. What a proud warrior. This is how the hunted becomes the hunter in this dark, dangerous place. Does it mean she's unlawfully occupying a part of the house? Shameful. She's right. When was the last time? You should get an unandrogynous crew cut. That's right. You'll make your own luck. She's right. Showing up to work on time is important. The leader of a massive on-air game built by these people. Take it. You're a police officer. Police officers carry guns. He means it. He doesn't want to be the ice bear cop. What? I was wrong. You don't have power over her anymore. You shouldn't have said that. I am wrong about everything. You should go on without me. I was wrong. You don't have power over her anymore. You shouldn't have said that. I am wrong about everything. You should go on without me. You feel like you earned a significant amount of honor points today. Is he actually comparing you, an officer of the law, to some neighborhood vigilantes? Not you, you would like to say. But then there's that weasel door. That would mean you're openly showing the people that you're taking the union's side. Show him the ham still got it. There must be some friction there. He's keeping it well hidden, however. Don't say anything. Size him up first. The sage will not budge on this. He means very little. Now that is interesting. He's under orders, and orders are orders. He seems to be following his orders well enough for now, but beneath it all, there is a boiling rage and a dangerous carelessness. Something else is in charge now. You have little reason to doubt that's her real name, but she's not all that surprised by this cop show questioning, is she? Something about the way she says it makes you think she's not bothered by any of the cop show questioning. There is little you can do to help her now. But given the chance, you feel like you should. There is something about her, a weightiness, odd. Something about the way she says it makes you think she's not bothered by any of the cop show questioning. What did she just say? That's not how a civilian is supposed to address an officer of the law. You're saying it really loud, but it's not coming out right. Maybe add more indignation. Lots of feeling. Feel it up. Way up. More. More. Your eyes are fixed on her as everything gets very still. Dangerously so. Make her meet your eyes. Hear that? Set justice on its feet. Confront Everard. A respectful nod. You proved something here. The authority of the law is clearly unquestionable. What's harder core than a little bit of? Who's the one in charge? You are. You have more control than they do. The agreement should reflect that. You should push for 60%. There's always your backup outside. Stay firm. You've got the upper hand. This is it. Judgment time. Finally someone who understands the plight of narcomania. Play it cool. You might have an ally here. Your cop training did not prepare you for this. What to do? The sentence has been passed. This is for your posse. They got to keep it up. They got to move. You are the major Mike enforcer. That's still a lie. Reassert yourself. Mewling wimp. Pathetic. It's safe to assume this is their leader, or at least he thinks he is. The long and short of it is, you're his superior. And you? Is it an honor to work with you? Don't ask him, ask yourself. Eating this pie will almost certainly make you less of a man. What were you thinking, agreeing to take a wheat-free, meat-free pie from that sleazy bastard? The bond between officers, partners, are paramount. That's how trust is built. Trust saves lives. When you hold something up long enough, some people are compelled to take it. Try it on the lieutenant. Say it. You know you want to. At last, a book gives you the respect and validation you're entitled to. This sounds like a seditious fantasy. How can they allow books like this in print? That certainly sounds like a certain delinquent youth who likes to harass you from her balcony. For the 80,000 under your jurisdiction, that's just Dick Mullen's modus operandi. He might bend the rules, but he closes cases like no one else can. Dick Mullen won't be sent to the clink for the sake of some legal niceties. Nor should you. Nudity is shameful. No officer of the law should ever be called sans pantalones. Staff issues, always tough on the leadership. You smelled traces of betrayal. The call was a courtesy. He must have held her in high regard to personally tell her he knew about her plan to run drugs for the competition. What is that patronizing tone? You're one of the suzerain's trusted administrators. You may need to put the lieutenant in his place. Now's your chance. Show the lieutenant what happens when he patronizes you. What is that patronizing tone? Someone needs to put the lieutenant in his place, just like there are no honor points. None whatsoever. You don't need anybody else. You're the lawbringer. This is it. You're finally getting to speak with those who hold real power. Not to mention the airborne artillery platform she works on. Her every word is backed up by the most powerful ordnance available. Then, why are you wasting time with her? You should demand to speak with who's really in charge. This is it. You're finally getting to speak with those who hold real power. This is slander. The king was just and beautiful. The revolutionaries made this all up. Even better, it's like a shakedown, but somehow legal. This is civil asset forfeiture. Citizens must be warned. This is not only a declaration of the dead, but a warning for those still alive. It comes indomitably. This line of questioning is going nowhere. Try harder. What happened? Did your balls shrivel up? You had plenty of chances to get off this road, but no, you let this guy keep talking. Then, when the time came to make your choice, you tried to split the difference. Weak. The lieutenant's impassive mask has been replaced with intensity. He speaks not as a cop, but as a citizen. He is Vacholier, a Revacholian. You could ask him to show you the soles of his boots. He definitely looks like someone capable of a lynching. Maybe he was present. You could push him by asking him to show you the soles of his boots. He definitely looks like someone capable of a lynching. You get it. He's been expecting this. He's really puffed himself up. Now it's not a big deal for him anymore. This is how he saves face. Time to arrest him. What gall he had to admonish you earlier for your prejudice. Yet here he is, saying cops are usually dull-minded. Are you going to let him get away with being an hypocrite? That means you should do it whenever you feel like someone's disrespecting your authority. Good. A power move. Purposefully concentrate on something else first. When power calls you, you come. But power itself is a fragile trick of perception. He's not judging you. He's respectfully acknowledging the difficulty of working in your precinct. You've really moved up in his estimation. He's not leaving you a lot of room to back off from this. Eclectic taste. This shop is full of stolen goods, a blight on the community. The lieutenant's command instantly lets all the wind out of your sails, like he overrode your mind or flicked some secret master switch. Shut down. The final word on this matter has been spoken. You're wearing the vestments of order and hierarchy. You have nothing to answer for. There is no surprise in his voice, only careless superiority. So unprofessional of you. Pity. A compliment from Lieutenant Kitsuragi. Not bad. There's a slightly weary, condescending note in her voice. She doesn't trust your professionalism, following your rather tasteless come-ons. Enough, officer. This begging is below your dignity. Defend yourself. Immediately. They're laughing at you. Crackling static. More static, and yes, more of that sweet static. The violence of your words is obviously scaring her. Correction. Lieutenant Double your freighter Love. Yeah, I think she got it. Good job. Garbage. Push her further. Show her the error of her ways. This is your chance to impress the lieutenant. It's a bit girly right now. Fit it with some proper off-road components. She's proud of her organizational abilities even now, and trying to raise that pride as a bulwark against the desperation. She's refusing to adopt the demeanor of a cornered animal, a leader with no one to lead. She still wants to retain some control of the situation. Even now, Kim is a paragon of professionalism. He is trying to make a clean cut of telling her she was betrayed. So she says she didn't do it, and she doesn't trust you. Is it you specifically, or the citizens' militia that she distrusts? I thought we had an agreement, she thinks. This was not supposed to happen. He couldn't take it like you. It irks him. Then he gets over it. He trusts your gut feeling on this. The lieutenant's voice betrays a slight disappointment, which he glosses over by reasserting control. Don't be fooled. He's watching you to make sure you don't act unprofessionally. His father taught him respect. Seminese race scientists. His tone is so solemn that, if your eyes were closed, you could swear he has taken a knee. Who cares about sexual partners and their promiscuity when you've got the fate and honor of Revachol on your shoulders? You can't think of anything convincing. Time for some police brutality. You're well versed in the kind of threatening legalese that implies criminal liability, but in fact has no meaning whatsoever. Insufficiently differential. Obviously, look at that vague yet threatening stuff spewing forth from your mouth. You already tried, and all you got was hurt. Better not to try anymore. Then you won't get hurt. This battle is not going to be worth your while. Let little Miss Sass here be. You're a police officer and a grown-up. Why are you trying to impress her? Maybe try a different approach. You're a police officer and a grown-up. Why are you trying to impress her? Maybe try a different approach, like climbing up there. She only gave it to you because she doesn't see you as competition. It's not the worst indignity you've suffered the last several days, but it is up there. But it won't be this one. No one speaks to a police officer in that tone. Show the little missy here her place. What is implied here? That you're a drunk? Sounds like usual aggressive posturing. She's having a good time arguing against the law. Too good, perhaps. You don't have to tell her you met Everard right away. There's time. You'll be indebted to her, in a way, but one step ahead of the Union in another. You need to save face if you want her respect. Demand that passport. But she knows you're police. The lieutenant is about to interject. Cut him off. This decision should be yours. Exactly. But what? Oh God, the lieutenant is here too. Do not dishonor the force. Vigilantes. You're a professional officer of the only legitimate authority in Revachol. They would have to project strength and power. This seems serious. It is. It is well within her authority. It's been clear for some time that this woman is more than she lets on. It is. It is well within her authority. It's been clear for some time that this woman is more than she lets on. Things were going so well before. There's no other option. The process must be interrupted. An appropriate warning to those who'd crossed the line and pull the city into madness once more. His voice is low but firm. All she can say is, "No, it's your soul, your blue soul." Alternative translation: don't even think you can drive my MC. That eyebrow, he's using his authority against you. You can't resist. This has gone far enough. You're going to show dignity toward your fellow officer and apologize. His tone leaves no room for arguments. Giving orders is a second skin to the old carabiner. Ignore him. You are addressing the entire group now. His tone lacks its usual intensity, like he doesn't feel he has the right to speak on the matter. "No," you say, and hand out your firearm to him. Your hand trembles and your eyes are full of fear. Shoot. Dead. You hear your bloody lips mumble. You try to give him your gun so he'd understand. But he does not. He doesn't look into your eyes and see the fear there. He is facing overwhelmingly superior firepower, and he knows it. "No," you scream. Behind you, from your bloody lips, your eyes are full of fear. There, behind, you hear your bloody lips mumble, but he does not understand. He does not look into your eyes and see the fear there. He does not trust you. He doesn't want to, but he must. Was it a good idea on the lieutenant's part to get into this? Don't even answer that. Just leave. You can always come back later, on your own terms. What is wrong with you? Now you're just empowering these punks. That's right. Way to put them in the little boy's corner. These skull people are more than an authority. They're deities. What would these guys have to offer any organization? You are an officer of the law, with way more important things to worry about than bowls. Don't take this crap for a moment frozen in time. This old soldier is your superior officer, inspiring you to be a better man. It feels good, comforting. Say it's classified. An old soldier should understand. His tone is like that of a drill sergeant addressing new recruits. This feels honorable. You did the right thing not taking the medal. The good thing. Your chest is buzzing with pride. Even if she didn't write it, she should clean it. Nothing to see here. Just a regular law official reacting to everyday stimuli. Nothing noteworthy here. She's probably not gonna do it. No, do not keep this random civilian in any loops. No, do not report back to this random civilian about anything. The hole in this fence doesn't look that huge. He was exaggerating. People blame cops for everything that goes wrong in the world. This has nothing to do with you. This citizen thinks she can do without your assistance. Don't buy it. They all need help. What a shitty gun. But it's better than nothing. Why don't you take out your trusty Villiers instead? What? You can't compare the sidearm issued to you personally by the RCM to the pistol of a known criminal? What do you mean, what did I crack? Look at how working class that drunk is. No. Stop goofing around, recruit. No, it's not. Yes, and you found him. Now go and tell the working class woman. Protect and serve, recruit. There. Working class drunk. You know what this means, right? Do marriages make any sense? Does honor? You're not a filthy philosopher. You're an officer of law. It's time to ace this case and not brood over your reputation. We can deal with the perception management later. Not honorable, recruit. Not honorable at all. There's no need for champagne when there's honor, recruit. Go and tell the working class woman what you found, right now. Who's Dick Mullen now? Cracked it. All in a good day's work. Accusations of corruption. Push them aside with a sharp change of topic, officer. Put the heat on him. There is plenty here to work with once he's in custody. Proceed with a sure hand now. Dumbo, do something. You can't zone out now. This isn't Doodaloo dance time. There is no other officer on the scene. Only you. You have to get a hold of yourself. Finish the interrogation. You are the law. He must divulge the information. Now, push him now. A motive. A real cop gets a motive now. You don't shush me. He could say he was taking a fall for someone or disorientated. A confession is useless without a motive. Don't mess this up. He could say he was taking the fall for someone. It's useless in court without a motive. Go be a cop now. Don't mess it up. To punish her. About now, he is ready to believe in anything. Something cracks in the lieutenant. He's letting his pride get in the way. On the scene. He's letting his pride get in the way. Nothing but you, a detective of the RCM, standing there with your mouth agape. He's truly satisfied with your performance in Death Island right now. That was not the right move. You should have pushed on. Forget about that for a moment. You need to address that remark first. You need to address that remark. The words, "I am an enemy commander," sound cold as iron from your lungs. The old man still hugs his gun. It's a good line, but your voice slips on, "Commander," producing a little squeak. Sounds like you're afraid. A terrible shame, still within him. The lobes of his ears are red with it. The shame and smallness of what he became. Of course there were honor points. Did you think no one was paying attention to all of your honorable deeds? Honorable one. Living in the name of virtue and doing noble deeds while expecting nothing in return is not archaic. How can you even think that? Selflessness forms the basis for the warrior code. An ageless code. As fit for nomadic Ilmaran tribes traversing the vast red plateau in Provincia Gordi as it is for your neighborhood postman. Yes, your deeds are spoken for you, honorable one. But to fully drape oneself in an eternal cloak of honor, a ritual must be completed. A rite of honor. Oh, the modesty on this one. Another 10 honor points for you, sir. No, no, no. You see, you're putting the needs of others above yours. You get nothing in return, not even praise. You always get the short, noble end of the stick. Don't think about it too much. Just say it. Are you ready to get knee-deep in honor? You are on the fast track to becoming one of the rarest, most revered of all police officers, an honor cop. Most dishonorable are those who have known honor, carried honor in their hearts, and then disowned honor. They are the honor fallen. Even among the honorable, only the most dignified are deemed worthy. But you, O honorable one, have excelled in honor. Honor comes from deep within you, and to truly know oneself, to know one's honor, one must reach deep within oneself and touch one's honor. You need to bring the thumb of your right hand, your sword hand, to your rectum and stick it in there to form the Arch of Honors. People will be in awe, admiring a police officer most honorable, in a sacred ritual of uttermost righteousness. Then they will witness honor so great, it seems nigh impossible a single man can contain it. They will admire you, honorable one. You continue to display such humility. This is to be admired. Refusing praise for your personal integrity is most honorable indeed. Congratulations, honorable one. You have become a member of a noble faculty. A man kneels, an honor cop rises. Good. That was a lie, most honorable. Sometimes we must hide the truth from those who wouldn't understand it. The less honored ones. It is an honor to serve with you, honor cop. You brought much shame on your family today. Your name will forever be tarnished by this most shameful of deeds. Be forever banished, shameful one. You're right. The lieutenant, although a noble man, does not understand honor like you do. Best not to waste time trying to explain. Lead by example. The lieutenant is a noble man, but he does not know honor like you and I do. Best not to waste time trying to explain. Lead by example. You are like a wandering night monk, setting right the wrongs of the world you come upon. Are you ready to drink deep from the cup of honor? Meaningless, vulgar knave. How dare you besmirch the honor of honor points? It hurts the eyes to look upon filth like you. Be gone. Good. You feel its presence. Now you are ready for the right of honor. Honorable one, you have accumulated a substantial amount of honor points on your life path. You are a man most virtuous. Go forth and commit even more honorable deeds. And should your resolve ever waver, remember the right of honor. It will always cleanse a man's soul. It would be the honorable thing to do. It would really show them. Show her, too. He is not used to commanding or leading. He feels uncomfortable. He'd rather shoot to kill. That didn't work at all. He's more focused now. You can't get off now. There is no train. Just you and the cold light of truth. What is this? Destruction of property? Hooliganism? Elder abuse? What is this? Destruction of property? Hooliganism? Elder abuse? And who is this scamp anyway? Real men, real politics, real thoughts in your head. Then we're definitely doing it. Pipe down, puzzle face. This is a code red situation. If we review all the bad words, that's only going to add more temptation to saying them in front of the children. And we do not want that. She sounds almost disappointed with you, reprimanding you for falling and hurting your knee. Sounds like Isabel is the leader around here. She refuses, but your word is the law. You are law. His patience is all but run out. The boy better wrap it up. Something that proves you haven't lost your mind. It's not going well. You have to present something now. Something sane and forceful. Make your case. It's not going well. You have to present something sane and forceful. Make your case. You've done stuff. Good stuff. Something that proves you haven't completely lost it. Something solid. You've done things. Good things. List those. Bring him to heel. There. No one is saying anything. The silence agrees. Take the advice. He thinks of apologizing, but decides against it. It's still a point for you. No denying it. Quit while you're ahead? Or, no, he means it. The RCM and its enemies will not be discussed on this coast, as if he recalled that he's in fact a decorated police lieutenant and not a naughty boy. What does he have to say for himself? He left you to catch the bullets. Here we go again. Lost gun, trying to terrorize you. Leadership, now. Good man. You didn't cheat the poor drunk out of his money. It's very honorable of you. You acted with great compassion and dignity, not taking advantage of this man. Praise thine honorable heart. She speaks with the authority of a leader. Hers is the final word around here. She acknowledges you as her equal. She's got a couple of ranks herself, honored chief and so on. More like a slave to any master who tosses a bone your way. The virtue you exhibit, in even the most difficult of moral dilemmas, speaks of the purest of heart and soul. Soon it will be time for another arch. No one? There's something about her. She's definitely not a no one. Men of duty. Dark duty. Overpriced mercenaries putting down some rabid dogs. Someone's got to do it, right? In all truth, violence offers no answer. It's only the last available resort when all mediation fails. And here, all did fail. Martyrs of the nation, the ardent knights, the few who had the guts to do this. Murderers, twisted by orders, young boys forced into killing. soldiers. People in a bad spot they probably did not choose, ordered to commit acts they wanted no part of. Jungles, villages, mud. He better not be wasting your time. Embarrassing. You should know what a misconduct fine is by now. Make it up by being especially unkind to him in future dealings. This man is truly sorry for underestimating the honor and military might of the CEO-like man. Serious question time. This man is no innocent. No one is. What does he do then? This feels like a good opportunity to dominate him. See, he's being evasive. Shake him up. Show him who's boss. I'm satisfied. Are you satisfied? Because I am. Serious question time. This man is no innocent. No one is. He doesn't want to make it feel like you knowing it is some big deal. Here is a man who has had more than his fair share of heated arguments and would, surprising as it may seem, prefer not to have any more. This is a slippery one. He may respect the law, but mostly wants to pass under the radar. You won't get a chance to talk after you walk out of here. The first man to break formation is always a blow to leadership. This is bigger than he lets on. This would show them all. We need to get you on that list of discoverers. No question about that. There won't be a next season. Not for this. Find a phasmid or admit defeat, people. Do you hear that contempt in his voice? He's always considered himself above you. Do you hear that contempt in his voice? He's always considered himself above you. This is the face worn by the first lawbringers, the noble tyrants. Today, you join their number. Too late, the die is cast. This is street-style brow fighting. Two of a kind, but one won't survive. Now counter his counter. Brow to the troposphere. Full hoist. Goddamn right something's the matter. Lieutenant Eyebrow here thinks he can shut you down like some browless freak. Thinks you're just going to lie back and take it. This guy's got authority off the charts. With just the flick of his eyebrow, he's able to make you his thrall. What's going on? It's like you're a puppet in his hands. Nothing. You better hope he doesn't abuse his authority. There's a lot of it. If the lieutenant were an evil man, who knows what sort of havoc he could wreak? The lieutenant is a narco-maniac. There, you've breached his defenses. His secrets are yours. Let's show him. Raise your brow high, up to high noon. Damn it. I was really hoping it would be a cop world. Okay, well, let's see. Already did that. You were too proud to take the check. Towering over her in your insignia, you make her feel safe. You don't have a style. You have a duty. Now start asking questions like a real law enforcement official. That's right. Now skip the foreplay. Time to dive into the dark alleys. Start shaking down the usual suspects. You know, legwork. To redeem yourself before the hoods of law, now start asking questions like a real law enforcement official. There's a hint of defensiveness to her retort, but also confidence. She seems to sit up a little straighter in her chair. Damn it. I was really hoping it would be a cop world. Okay, well, let's see. And when a police officer asks, you must answer. Of course, you're a cop. You were born to do this stuff. You hear that? Someone's missing. There could be foul play afoot. Officer, even after a rude awakening, this dock worker respects the police, more than they usually do at least. He doesn't let it show, but must be a little impressed. You've put a lot of things together, fast. Explosive laughter follows. To his men, Titus Hardy is a golden god. They want to laugh at his jokes even before they leave his lips. This guy is a born leader. This guy will be the first one to bail. He really doesn't like you ruffling their feathers like that, on what might be the eve of battle. You absolute fool. Whatever you do, do not admit to these punks you lost your gun. You will suffer if you do. If any of them had leadership capacity beside Titus, It's him. Keep encouraging him. There is an acrimonious note. It's clear he's doing the real work around here. This is the look of a man who's defeated. He knows he's out of excuses. He hates the union, but grudgingly recognizes its power over him. So he's directing his frustration at you instead. Retaliate. He shrinks back a bit under the lieutenant's severe gaze. Wow. Turn the lieutenant off like he was a busted old radio. He really is the lord of his realm. He thinks it weak to renege on the courtesy he already decided to pay you. Moral superiority is important to him. For a moment, the cafeteria manager fidgets under the lieutenant's gaze. Then he gives in. For a moment, the man fidgets under the lieutenant's gaze. Then he gives in. The words leave your mouth as if walking up the stairs. Everything is going fine until you reach the end and take one step too many. That's cop 4. I haven't offered to pay because I don't have any money either. The words nail the cafeteria manager to his place. Unmoving, he stares down at the counter with his cheeks reddish. The words nail the man to his place. Unmoving, he stares down at the counter with his cheeks reddish. From the bottom of your blue soul, a term emerges. He has no respect for you personally, but this man sees himself as a law-abiding citizen, and you a representative of that law. He tries to avoid outright conflict. He has no respect for you personally, but this man sees himself as a law-abiding citizen, and you a representative of that law. It doesn't matter. You're a police officer. You can do anything you want. Listen to him. This is a man who clearly knows about bodies and fridges, and bodies fitting into fridges. Establish authority, yes. Authority. Feverish thoughts race through your mind. What's going on? Are you racist now? Is the rally real? Please don't set up any rally. It'll make you look awful. What happened? You got your ass handed to you. Always go with the gun. How are you going to get out of this now? You got shredded to pieces there. Should have gone with the gun. What were you thinking? Please don't set up a mass execution. You'll never be able to pull it off. The logistics alone are insane. Just ask questions. Be a normal cop. Please stop hanging around the jungle gym. Whatever you're doing there is making you look awful, and it's not helping you with these guys at all. This Carly is a made-up person. It's nothing but a mean joke. They just want to see how you wriggle out of it. You don't have to be the butt of every joke. You're making the lieutenant look bad. Just stick to what you know. Guns. Good. Now put it in your mouth. There is no back. This time it's going to work. You already ruled out the first bad option that didn't. I want to point it at them. Quit your whining. Everyone knows how to do that. You're a special man. You're going to point it at yourself. Go ahead. Show them. Okay, this time is for real. You have 2 bad options ruled out. The odds are on your side. 2, 1, do it. Get this one thing right. There will be no spinning. Do the honest thing. Pull the trigger. As you look around this room full of sweaty men, swearing, drinking, spitting out tobacco, does this look familiar? You believe the place was called Precinct 41. It was also filled with, almost exclusively, men, sitting on desks, talking shit and wasting time. Not quite there yet. Push on. Did you already try the gun thing? I hear the gun thing is excellent and has great results. Don't let him drink that. One more push. Quick. You have so many bad options ruled out, it's insane. There is no way in the world you won't do it this time. She stops mid-sentence. That's it. You got him. He's going to give it up, but on his terms. She stops mid-sentence. That's it. You got him. He's going to give it up, but on his terms. What happened? You got your ass handed to you. You should have made the gun work. How are you going to get out of this now? You don't have to be the butt of every joke. You're making the lieutenant look bad. He's had enough. He's really going to push their buttons now. Well, the rest of that Nancy stuff was really just there to make the gun thing more appealing. But it might work anyway. There is little left to salvage. Did I not tell you to pick the right option? Everyone can see you picked some wrong options. Next time you have to come up with better things to say. This is not what he thinks it is. This is a great idea. They're playing to their considerable strength in numbers. Don't talk about arresting them. You'll only bring attention to your inability to do so. Titus, keep addressing him. He wants everyone to know he's in charge. He has authority in the group, but it wasn't him calling the shots that night. Hasn't been him for a long time. He wasn't calling the shots that night, or any night. If anything, he was used as a tool for carrying or cleanup. You stepped on some big toes there. Tried to take out a satellite. That's not how it's going to go. They'd rather rot in jail than implicate Mr. Clear in this mess. That's it. There's some kind of power issue they don't want to admit, and the missing Hardy is involved. They keep speaking for Titus, so that he wouldn't get his hands muddy with too much explaining. Titus lets the others clear out the details, so he doesn't get his hands muddy with explaining too much. Weren't you warned to not go down this path? And yet you still go and do it. You're pretty sure you've had at least 2 years of cop school and many more of active service. He's so sure it's him. But it's not that simple. There's someone above him or beside him, sharing the leadership. Hard to say who. He's used to giving orders and having them obeyed immediately. You should not indulge him. Success. Titus backs off. Fists down, everybody. How many times must I tell you? It might be because you have the higher rank. A patrol officer is the lowest rank in the RCM, below lieutenant and sergeant. As Lieutenant Kitsuragi explained, a patrol officer is the lowest rank in the RCM, below lieutenant and sergeant. Titus doesn't reply. Probably a good sign. Also, it has to be said, this man would make a good RCM sergeant, or maybe even lieutenant. Just don't let him anywhere near women. Wait, did he say you don't have big guns? He knows Eugene is more lieutenant material than he is. He knows it's something. He's just not ready to say you knew more about Ruby than he does, yet. Right. Puzzleface shouldn't be the cool guy when he fails. I was supposed to be that. This is the only option he cares for. It's not an actual question. There's a bit of truth in there for Titus to react so brashly. He does not like his authority questioned. He didn't answer your question. Hear that? He wants you to say things. Say one. A man like Titus is way too confident to get that analogy. Never. You're no sorry cop. He should apologize to you. Then you have nothing more to say here. There is a silence around this man's words. Unlike Titus, they're afraid of him. That's the type of respect he commands. I saw what you were thinking. You want to say, what are you going to do to me? Don't. Just because it's in your head doesn't mean you have to say it. You set the pace and the topic of these conversations here. Establish that. You were specifically asked not to say that, and then you said it anyway. You junior delinquent. But you still did. How is that sign cleanup going? Huh? Fuck the police and all that? She said she would clean it. She shut you down because you don't have enough backbone. A very minor victory. Why did you say that? Did you forget you're a cop? Again? You caught her off guard. Push her some more. He's so proud of himself. You're tempted to believe that he just diffused the situation. This is big. It's as big of a thank you as Titus Hardy can muster under any circumstances. Trying to recruit him is like trying to make a pet out of fire. This kid recognizes only one authority, his own. A glib remark. Don't let it stand. Assert yourself. Retreat is not a winning tactic. There's only one solution to this. You're a businessman. Don't back down now. Say what you said again. Proudly. That feels like a jab. But honestly, you deserve it. Plus, it would be rude to reprimand her. Filthy narco. And look, it's made right here in Revachol by Saint-Baptiste, a disgraceful pharmaceutical company attempting to lure people into the gutter. You should destroy it. Yes, take it, and then dispose of it. This den of narcomania cannot be allowed to stand. He's asserting his leadership talents because he's concerned about you. You should begin by interrogating those lawless malcontents at the Dock Workers Union. They're an obvious place to start. You don't need no stinking committee. You're the law. Technicalities. Take heed of these wise words. You're in charge. Sorry is a beggar's plea, reserved for those beneath you. That child's a common delinquent, not an artist. He probably can't even hold a paintbrush. He's used to knowing who to trust. This makes him uncomfortable. Don't arrest her. Push her a bit more, but then let her off. That Ruby theory was solid. And she's beautiful. This Ruby, in her phrasing, is entrusted with great power. She trusts her. So do the others. Is she implying the Hardy Boys are the law? Failure to aid a police investigation. Coach Physical Instrument is overdoing it, even by my standards. Say something else first. Do not go along with this. Oh yeah, feel the power. Technically, possession of narcotics is legal in Revachol, but you should still reprimand her. You are not a fool. Me? Get out of here. I'm solid. Yes, you. He's talking about you, you groveling sycophant. There is no talking him out of this. And no, the incident has not had a good effect on his opinion of you either. Hey, what is this funeral vibe here? You did what any good cop would do. Pat yourself on the back and move on. Yeah, sure. Yes, you're pure, unravaged by narco. Of course, it's pretty obvious you've done a lot of drugs in the past and will probably do more in the future. But that doesn't matter. No, alcohol is a powerful anti-narco agent. 78% of people who use alcohol daily feel no need to use its opposite, narcohol. If anything, you should drink more. It cleanses. No, by supporting the traditional tobacco industry, you keep the narco mills in check. If anything, you should smoke more. Tobacco smoke also wards off narco spirits. Of course not. You've always been anti-narco militant material. You kept her off a dark course with that interjection. Are you ready to save lives? You made the right call there. It feels good. Pure. No. Your words sound hollow and unconvincing. You're a weakling, a servant to the dark arts of narcomania. You say the words loudly to yourself. That makes them very convincing. The world applauds you. You are finally on the only warpath against narcomania. I'm talking about your zero-tolerance policy toward the mania of narco. You're in the right there. Powerful stance. Would you like to take it up a notch? Would you like to become an anti-narcomania zealot? That's not a problem at all. The more drugs you do, the more zealous you can be in combating them. Drugs give you the vigor to fight drugs. Fear of the truth. The kids are overwhelming you. Regain control of yourself and the situation. Use this momentary confusion to take control of the situation. This is where Kuno establishes dominance over you. It's safe to say he did not establish dominance over you. If this act was about him trying to establish dominance over you, it's safe to say things didn't go as he'd planned. It's safe to say he has established dominance over you. The whole charade was about establishing dominance over you. It's safe to say he has succeeded. The whole charade was about establishing dominance over you. You backing up means he's succeeded. Backing up was a bad idea. Now he thinks he's established dominance over you. Kim is never going to be okay with you handing something like this off to a minor. This plan is either off the table or you need to do it when he's not around. Yeah, maybe you're right. It works better if it's not a kid at the other end of the barrel. Exactly. Kuno is a merciful king, kind to his wayward subjects. Victory. No, you don't need to ever talk to these little shitheads again. It's much more important to prove to this kid you're a man, a big man. They pay you no heed or pretend not to notice you. It's just like back in school. Insults are weapons for bullies. Disarm him. Make his weapons your own. Tell him you do want to fuck him. A leader like Titus doesn't let one of his guys out of sight easily, especially at a time like this. How did you not know that? Aren't you a cop? You're leaving a weak impression here. Say something sure-handed. He's tired and weary, and you are better not to test his patience. Not to mention the damage that would be dealt to the force's reputation by the corpse just rotting here like this. It seems he is leaving you no choice in the matter. The word lingers in the air of the basement. Far away ice cream makers are buzzing and the sea wind blows outside. Detective. The word lingers in the air of the yard. Far away dogs are barking. Further yet, the sound of motor traffic. Detective. The word lingers in the air of the yard. As far away dogs are barking. Further yet, the sound of motor traffic. The word lingers in the air of the basement. Far away ice cream makers are buzzing and the sea wind blows outside. Detective. Detective. He's watching his old man get the big prize at the claw game. He trusts you have plenty of things in the task chain lined up. We're not off to a good start. This missing gun business is making your hand tremble. This is years of experience talking. He's seen career after career ruined by careless media strategies. Hey, maybe it's your paperwork, officer. Be untroubled. If anything, this small moment has made him respect you more.